Anybody like scary stories?
Yeah.
Oh, can you handle a scary story?
Yeah. My friend told me one.
Are you sure you can handle a scary story?
Yeah.
You want to hear a scary story? Okay, you gotta behave. You ready for my scary story?
Yeah.
I'll go.
All right, listen.
I'll go.
Amen.
This is the way the story goes. A long time ago, there was a lady who was driving on one of the old highways. And they were traveling along Old Highway 39. It was dark and it was late. And she was traveling along and it was raining cats and dogs. It was raining so hard. She could hardly even see in front of the car. Every once in a while, lightning would flash and she would see the road a little bit better. And as she was driving along, lightning began to flash. And when lightning flashed, she saw a dog in the middle of the road right in front of her. And so she quickly hit her brakes not to hit it. And her car slid over to the side and boom! Hit a tree. Oh, she was so afraid of what happened. She checked herself and she wasn't hurt at all. But there was steam coming out of the front of her car. She opened up her door and the rain was pouring down really hard, and she looked up and she saw the dent in her car and she saw her radiator was busted and she was just, it was horrible. And then lightning flashed again, and right by the side of the road was a sign that said the town was 1 mile away. So she goes to the trunk of her car and she opens up her trunk and she reaches and grabs her suitcase and the latches pop open and it sends her clothes flying into the air. The rain soaks all of her clothes. She's mad, so she just takes her clothes and sticks them in the back seat and she kicks her car and breaks her heel on her shoe. And as she's walking down the road, she's soaking. As soon as she gets to town, she sees a little hotel, the only hotel in the small town. And it had a sign that said vacancy. Do you know what that means? It means that there's room. But as she walked into the parking lot, the neon light was buzzing and flickering, and all of a sudden the no vacancy light was lit up, which meant there was no more room in the hotel. But she had nowhere to go. She was tired. She was soaking wet. So she walked into the hotel. And there behind the counter was a man who was sitting there sleeping. She didn't realize he was sleeping because he slept with his eyes open. Have you ever seen someone sleep with their eyes open? Oh, she walked in. And she said, excuse me, sir, but I'd like a room. And you know what he said? And she realized he was asleep, so she tried to speak a little louder. Excuse me, sir, I'd like your room, please. She saw a bell right there on the side, so she rang the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Excuse me, I'd like your room. Huh? What? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we're all booked up. We don't have any rooms. We have a big family reunion in town, and all the hotel rooms are booked. And she says, can I just sleep on your couch? I had a car accident, and I got to wait till the morning to get a mechanic and try to get it fixed. And I just need a place to rest my head. I've been driving all day, and I'm just really, really tired. Sorry, ma'am, it's against company policy to let anybody sleep there on our couch. Finally, she was so frustrated, she reached out and grabbed him by the collar, and she brought him real close and said, sir, I have had a very bad day, and I need a room. What can you do for me? Well, he was a little afraid. He says, well, we have one room, but You don't want that room. Why don't I want that room? Because the room is haunted. She was so tired. I don't even care about a ghost or anything. Just give me the room. So he turns around and gets her some towels and gives her a terry cloth robe, and he gives her the key to room number 13. She goes to the room and she opens it up and she looks around, and there in the room was a perfectly normal hotel room. So she goes and she takes a nice hot shower. She puts on that terry cloth robe and she lays down to go to sleep.
Yes.
And while she's laying there, she cuts off the light, and the clock tower in the middle of town began to strike midnight. Dong, dong, dong. All of a sudden, the room gets really dark, and the closet door opens. All by itself. And there it comes out. It was about 6'5". It was dressed completely in black. All you could see were its eyes, which were red like fire. And it walked to the edge of the bed. Would you like to see what I can do with my long, green, slimy fingers and my big, red lips? She opened up her eyes and she said, all of a sudden, everybody in the hotel room came running into her room, and they opened up the door, and they said, "What's wrong?" She said, They looked all around the room. They looked under the door, they looked under the bed, they looked in the closet, and they didn't see anything. So you know what they did? They left her. Do you think she went to sleep that night?
No.
Oh no, she
They
did
should have
not
cut
go
the
to
light off and hide.
She stayed up the whole night. Well, she got up that morning and she went and got the mechanic to tow their car into town. And he told her, he says, "Ma'am, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is you get to spend another night in our fair town. The bad news is that I'm going to take about a day or so to fix this car because I got to order some parts." So he was stuck in town the whole day. She stayed out as late as she could, and then when she went back to that room, she didn't want to go, but there was no place else to stay. So she got in that room, and she got her a nice hot bath, and she cut off the lights, and right then at midnight, that clock started to strike. Dong, dong, dong. And the closet door opened up again, all by itself. And then it came out. This time, you could hear it breathing. Would you like to see what I can do my long, green, slimy fingers and my big, red lips. She opens up her eyes. And everybody in the hotel room runs into her room and says, "What's wrong?" Oh, they looked all through the room. They looked under the bed. They looked everywhere, and there was no sign of the mom. Do you think she went to sleep that night?
No.
She was up the whole night. She went back to the mechanic and he said, "Darling, I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is that you get to spend another night in our fair city. The bad news is it's going to take about another day. I had to go and order some parts from Jackson. They won't be here till tomorrow." So he was working on a car and she had to stay another night. She stayed up all that time. She was so tired. Can you imagine what it's like staying up for 3 days without sleep? She was so very tired. And finally, at the end of the day, when everything was done and she had nowhere else to go, she even went to see the Late Late Show at the movie theater. And she got back to her room, took a hot shower, and she laid down in that bed, and the lights went off, and the clock struck midnight. Dong, dong, dong. And the door opened all by itself.
Okay.
And it came. This time, you could hear its steps. Dum, dum. Stood right at the edge of her bed. And it spoke. "Would you like to see what I can do with my long, green, slimy fingers and my big, red lips?" And she opened up her eyes. And she was so tired. She said, "Okay, show me." And the ghost looked and said, "Really? Man, won't you just show me? I'm tired. I need to get some sleep." And the ghost took his long, green, slimy fingers, and he leans into the bed, and he goes, and he disappeared, never to be seen again. And that just goes to show you that some things that you think are scary, that if you really give it a chance, it's not as scary as you thought, is it? And that is my story. I go.
Amen.
I go.
Amen.